I'm Daniel Pitts from JCAB Pictures, and I was set to look into the typical setting in thriller films, which is the genre we're going to make of our final film, Opening. And setting is an aspect of mise-en-scène, as you well know. And the first film set I looked at was Pulp Fiction. Near the opening, in Marcellus Wallace's bar with Butch, Marcellus Wallace is an antagonist in this film, so that's why the set is quite darkly lit. So that's a common feature and convention in thriller films, that when you're in the bad guys area, the antagonist's area, it is darkly lit. And in the background of the setting, it's quite like got loads of stuff in it, like it's a bar, there's loads of drinks and stuff. And this is to show like wealth, which makes you think the antagonist has power in the so-called like film world of the film, and causes a lot of worry, thinking what's he going to do further on in the film. The next setting I looked at was Silence of the Lambs. In this one, this is quite a common convention of a thriller film, is a prison or an asylum. And so he's in a very high control prison, and in this it's quite a darkly lit again because he is the antagonist, and it's quite bare set. One reason that it may be a bare set is because obviously there isn't much you get in a prison, but a second reason it's quite bare is to show that he has a lack of power because he's behind the bars, which is also shown obviously by the bars he's behind. But then in his cell there is one thing which is quite addressed, and also he talks about in the scene, which is a picture on the wall. And this picture is just off a boat, but it could be used, like the audience will think that it's talking about sort of his intelligence and like how clever and conniving he is, and like what we'll do later on, because villain, you know, painting shows he has intelligence and shows that he's smarter than the woman who is questioning him. Nextly, I did Seven, which was a polar contrast of this, because there's a scene in a police station, and this is quite lightly lit, and there's not really much more, just loads of police around and stuff, but there is a United States flag on the wall. And again, this is, for one reason, it's something you do get in a lot of American police stations. They like to, you know, show their flags and have their country shown up. But another reason I think this could have been put there deliberately was to show that, one, this is law, the law of the country, because obviously the flag constitutes the law of the 52 states. Also to show basically the power, again, which I think is shown a lot in setting in these sort of films, because the flag being there makes you feel like you've got the power, because USA, usually in films, are considered the big boys, the good guys, the antagonists, like overall. And then lastly, I looked at setting in Reservoir Dogs near the end in the warehouse. Now this is quite a mix and match of conventions, because it is in a warehouse, which usually sort of run down warehouses are for the antagonists, but our protagonists are in there, but they are sort of anti-heroes because they are technically antagonists, but the protagonists of the film, because we're following them throughout the whole film. But also, it is quite lightly lit, so once again makes you sort of enhance your idea that these are the good guys, and you know that right from the start that these are going to be your protagonists because of the lightly lit set. And this is basically used to enhance the audience's idea of who are the good antagonists, who are the protagonists in the film. And so set is used generally in thriller films to get across the point whether you're in an antagonist area or a protagonist area, and to show basically the power and the hierarchy of the characters in the film.